Week 2 of the 29 and 30 season. 2029, 2030 season. Saints coming to Carolina. They're 1-0. We're 1-0. Darius Taylor led the league in rushing yards last week. Saints won last week. We do have their first round pick in this upcoming draft. We also have someone else's. I don't remember who else's. Offense did okay. I mean, it wasn't. It just seemed a little rusty. But then you'd have to ask yourself, like, if you know, if we did better, just how much? I mean, how dominating would it be? Defense sucked, in my opinion. I mean, defense could have looked a lot better. I think it looked better in the preseason. It's not where I'm hoping it would be. Hopefully, we can settle in here. Looks like the Saints did horribly offensively, but did really well against the pass, and somehow managed to only hold their opponent to 9 points. Their key players are a left end Bain Jr. I think he came out of Miami. Of course, you have Olave, and then whoever Williams is. I don't recall who he is. Um, I'm not I'm not an announcer in my full-time job, so just a Panthers fan. Anyhow, let's take a look at their injury report. Okay, I may want to discuss this a little bit. So he's going to be he's coming up for a contract renewal, and defensive tackles, even if they're rated 71 overall, ask for a crap load of money. So he's probably a prime target that we're not going to re-sign and have to replace him in the draft. I guess I could talk a little bit about the draft here before we get the game started because I haven't really brought it up. But it looks like the Saints, and I haven't seen this yet, but it looks like starting center's out, Bigsby's out. These look like just kind of roll. Oh, their first round pick is out. Yeah, didn't they take him? Yeah, they traded up to our pick to take him, pick number 4 overall. Then it looks like a backup tight end. Let's see their staff real quick. All right, Matt Burke. I think it's the same coach they had last year. They run a multiple zone run and a 4-3 cover 3. Let's take a look at their depth chart. All right, you got Nico starting. I think this is do or die for him. This year right here, it's time to put up or shut up for him. He's always injured though. Got an 86 injury rating. Okay, so who do they have that's not injured? Basically, Dylan Perry, Bishop. I mean, who knows with our defense. This guy had a fucking amazing year. He was with the Lions. I remember that face. Um, Ben Sinnott, Harrison, Besantes, crappy center, Ruiz. Should be. Where's Kelvin Banks Jr.? Did they let him go? They must have let him go, man. Huh. All right. Well, they don't have the best offensive line. You got 73. This guy's good. 67, 80. That guy's good. So their guards are good. That's about it. This guy's pretty good. Patrick Payton. And you got Breezy and Broughton. Those guys are good. Nothing special there. Johnny Walker Jr. was on our roster last year and is now starting for the Saints. Imagine that. Starting. Okay. Scouting report on him is he's good in pass coverage. So that probably fits for them. If they got 2D tackles and at least one edge guy, free him up to basically cover the pass. Evan Sanchez was a first round pick last year. No, wait. Yeah, last year. McKinstry, Taylor Brett, Marcus Williams, Coy Perrick, pretty good safety. kicker doesn't have good accuracy. All right. So I guess just to put this out loud, thinking out loud. Let's go to my resign. So here's who I'm going to have to resign this year. Okay, gonna resign him, but gonna wait until after the stats, see if he regresses at all. Um, gonna resign him, the center, Price. Basically, I'll tell you who I'm not. I don't know about Travis Hunter yet. We'll see how the season goes. Don't even really know about Peyton Wilson either. We'll see how it goes. But if we do, he's not. It's not a huge salary. Mike Green, probably not going to resign. So I am going to be looking to, for someone in the draft, which is okay because you would have Scorton, Princely, let's say LeVar Arrington Jr., and then he could be the fourth guy, whoever I draft. So to me, it's just not worth paying that money for him. Kennard Snyder, I'll keep him around for a cheap rate. And then this is another one, Darrell Jackson Jr. Like when you're asking for $8 million a year, that's close to that's like top 3 money right there in a draft. And you're 71 overall. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. So and you're a backup nose tackle at that. So not going to re-sign him. And yeah, this is the 5th-year option. So and by the way, I looked into it. We're going to be looking at around $80 million a year. So I'm very hard leaning towards play this year with him, and I don't know. I guess we maybe we do the 5th-year option, which would be about 70, which would be a little bit less if we have the cap space to get through one more year before our other 2 quarterbacks are ready to start. I don't want to give them reps or opportunities to kind of progress until they're under contract. Once they're under contract, then it's balls to the wall. Let's go. So I can't have one player taking up $80 million of cap space. Personally, I just don't. I'm not into it, and I think it'd be more fun to have the other guys as quarterback, anyways. I mean, I'm not knocking the kid. I drafted him. I wanted to win, but I'm thinking long term here. Nick Harper, I want to stay on. So basically, who am I going to be looking? I know it's only game 2, but who am I going to be looking at in the draft? I'm going to be looking for. I don't have to look for corners. I think I've got that in spades right now. We're going to have enough. Even if they don't play well, if our corners don't play well this year, that tells me it doesn't matter who the fuck I put there. We're just gonna. No one's gonna be blanketed on anyone. Maybe I need to fucking increase the coverage or something. I don't know. But I do see our opponents do well, pretty decently against our guys. Anyhow, let's So yeah, I'll be looking at anyone that I find a value or as a starter. I'm going to be resigning. I see that as a value. By the way, we're going to do something different with receiver here in the depth chart. So I'm going to be looking at a backup nose tackle, an edge rusher, and if I'm looking to the future. Okay, backup nose tackle, edge rusher, free safety is another one. I want to maybe throw a couple darts at free safety. And that actually may be a priority over backup nose tackle, backup edge rusher. Backup edge rusher is going to be like a young, project kind of person. Maybe someone a little bit better than like a Kennard Snyder. This guy right here, someone a little bit better than him, has more potential. I don't know, someone maybe I could find one of my guys that I really hope to succeed. And maybe he starts even, in the high 60s, low 70s. That'd be awesome. Take up less cap space than a Mike Greenwood. Nose tackles, I just like, 300 fatty pound, 6'2" and above. I don't care, 6 foot and above. Let's see what else. Shit, I'll fucking take a 5'10", fucking 350-pound nose tackle. I'm fine with that. More better leverage. Maybe a receiver if there's someone there, knowing that that's gonna basically, someone's gonna have to come off the roster. A Jalen Coker, a Travis Hunter, a Jimmy Horn Jr. or a Barian Brown. So I'm gonna wait a while before I start re-signing contracts here. I've got till the end of the year anyway, so we'll do that. And then when I look to the future of who's coming up in 2 years now. This is just a long-term plan, okay? So you're looking at, let's see, offensive line corner, Icky. I'm probably going to be looking at some offensive linemen again. If nothing else, just to breed potential backups. So let's say we already have Icky's replacement here now. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we make that move sooner than the year's over. But even though we drafted Icky, like I don't want to overpay too much for someone who's not starting. Like when you have a Derek Brown, a Taylor Moton, a J.C. Horn, and they're the best at their position, then okay. But just because we drafted a guy doesn't mean that I'm married to them. Here's another reason why I want to look at safety because if he's not going to be the one, if someone else plays better, why resign him when he's going to be looking for a contract? Then you have Fisk. My plan with Fisk is going to be this is probably his last year with us. See what we can get on the trade market for him in his final year of his contract, which will be next year. And because I'm not going to want to pay that for what's going to be a 30-year-old defensive lineman when I found a couple guys that seem to be exciting. Then you're going to have Josiah Thompson. Like who knows how that's going to work out. I'd like to resign Washington, even Uman Mielen, but he might not be someone we can afford. Even if we don't resign fucking what's his face, Arch. DB is gonna be one I'm gonna try to make money for. Jatavian Sanders, that's we'll see what kind of. Right now he's making six. I don't even know how much now with the restructures. I'm guessing like 6 million ish, 10 million. Like, if, that's gonna be the tough one. If he's starting to ask for like 15 plus million a year, I don't know. I have to see if I can fit it in. Because dude, down the road you're gonna have Donko, who's 95 overall. Rance, all these guys at some point. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting too far ahead of the game, but I'm just kind of communicating when I'll be looking at the draft. We're looking at. I've got all the scouts looking at offensive linemen. I'll bring it during the 6 visits I get or whatever it is. I'll look at the free safeties and some edge guys. So anyhow, that's that plan. We got a whole season to win some games here. Funny, cool little thing I saw. If you look at the receiving yards, Puka Nakua, who we traded to the Pats for, is second. Noah fucking Gray, just as a tight end, probably set a record there. 9 receptions, 247 yards. Damn. I would like to have someone on every fucking category here. But okay, so we want a rigid report, depth chart. What are we gonna do with the weekly strategy? Okay, defend medium pass. I just can't. It's just hard to fucking. It's hard for me to make changes. I'm stubborn. All right, gonna do a quick save. Oh, yeah. Also, someone that must have been we didn't have this guy, but whoever it is on our practice squad got taken away. Is what it is. All right, I think that covers it. Good to start the season with two games at home. I think we're gonna go. Yeah. I kind of like this setup, man. If we make the Super Bowl again, where we're the home team, this will be the uniform. Last time it was all blacks.
It's week 2 of the National
Maybe that would be our
Football League,
three-peat.
and there's no love lost between these NFC South foes. It's the Saints and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
On a warm afternoon in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, EA Sports brings you to Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1.
And the offense, my goodness, over 50 points in the win last weekend. When you do that, you're not going to lose very many games, maybe not any games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do when it comes to receiver. Last game, Brown was our third. So we're going to basically skip. We're basically going to like skip a little bit here. So basically we're going to rotate these 3. So next week, Horn Jr., Brown, Hunter. That's pretty. We're going to basically do like the whole leapfrog thing and just see what kind of like looks exciting. Let's go to our corners. Sock. Maybe we do the same here with these 2. Just skip them back and forth. I kind of want to see. Okay, how about that's what we'll do. So on games that when Travis Hunter is like down on the depth chart, he'll be 3rd cornerback. Just to kind of like, you know, get some excitement, just see what happens. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right. Who's our slot receiver? I think that's all I wanted to do, right? Yeah.
Two teams here fresh off week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. This defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And they needed to be because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
And they'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Manning gonna throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. To throw, it's Manning. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Manning.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The numbers for Sanders last week, 8 catches, 58 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Got a man. That's Liggett.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, Manning.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And I don't think he got there. No.
Yeah, just go for it, man.
He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe.
Make sure it's a run play.
4th and inches. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You look at this Carolina defense.
They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And that right there is what they're going to need to do, because this is not an elite unit. They've got to keep everything in front of them, rally up and make plays. What a lot of defensive coordinators call top-down defense. Don't give up anything behind you.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now Manning.
And once again, this is Sanders. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On play action. Now Manning. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Now Manning.
That one complete to Liggett.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. From the gun, it's Manning. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Throwing now is Manning. It's caught by Sanders.
Oh, beautiful.
Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Panthers are on the board first here this afternoon.
They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no
Look
guarantee
at that fucking
that all
XL
the
block,
points they score
man.
in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Beautiful.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
And while all of that was going on with the sack, it
Is that
appears,
Nico again?
we have an injured player.
Oh, my goodness.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Oh, shit. Here comes a backup Saints quarterback. I didn't think of that.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Just give it time.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now.
Hell
to start
hath
this
no
football
fury
game.
like a
I think they're
backup
gonna
Saints
sit
quarterback
down
against
and
our
talk about
defense.
what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And taken right at the 35. 43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Throwing is Manning. And this one's incomplete.
And you look at this Saints defense.
They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
And they needed to be because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done. and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Over the middle, it's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Damn, bro.
Time out here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Manning to throw.
Travis.
It to Hunter. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. Give him 18 on the play.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Shotgun now for Manning. He finds his man, complete. It's Hunter. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
At the Saints' 12-yard line.
Now Manning again. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Manning now to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Sanders. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. On play action, it's Manning. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Robert Woods. A 5-yard touchdown run.
Robert Woods.
And the Panthers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 14-0.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
Oh, come on, man.
This is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
He'll look to throw. He'll find Reynolds over the middle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a 1st down. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Reynolds. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
So from the 37, here's second down and a yard.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
There's Chris Olave.
First target, first catch, and a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Back to throw again. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. This is Perry. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there.
His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have got it back to within a score.
With solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Good-looking return set up here.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Panthers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. To throw is Manning.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up second down. Here's a give up the middle.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
11 yards and a Panther first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Now Manning. Looking middle, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
To throw, it's Manning.
What the fuck is that?
Throw knocked away and
Doing that for,
incomplete.
man?
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
From the gun on 3rd down, Manning.
There you go.
He's got it for a Panther touchdown.
Xavier Legette, his second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Look at Peyton Wilson.
Set up the screen to Perry.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big targeted tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
This one taken in by Olave.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt.
The Panthers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening
there.
right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
The Sanders has got it complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Manning.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the first down.
On play action, now Manning.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got his tight end down the field. That's Sanders. Down the
Wow.
sideline he goes.
Touchdown!
All these fucking spectacular catches, bro.
Big play there. with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Panthers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here.
They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10.
In motion, the tight end. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. And he's got his man on the out route.
3rd down and 1.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Come on,
He
Ransom.
had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, you got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
This is brought in at the 21. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. And onto the field, here come the Panthers.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Throwing now is Manning.
And once again, this is Sanders.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
13 yards on the play. And the Panthers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Manning to throw.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders. And he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Here's 2nd and 10.
Shotgun now for Manning.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Working from the gun, Manning.
Damn it.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
And this is caught by Williams. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 12-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Manning going to throw. This is caught. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. Now Manning, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Traditionally, as a defense, your number one job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
There you go.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And it's the Dolphins who have the lead in that one. Baker Mayfield with a touchdown pass. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And they have the lead over the visiting Washington Commanders. Wan'Dale Robinson, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. C.J. Stroud, 2 touchdown passes thus far. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. Now the Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
Completes it to Perry.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll look to throw again.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers'
Don't worry,
37.
the Saints quarterback will figure it out.
A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
See?
He finds his man, complete. It's Terry. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 17-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Back to throw again.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
They'll figure it out.
They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. They'll look to throw here. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Manning. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now Manning.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Manning. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Manning now to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Looking for the end zone.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's got it. Touchdown,
Wow.
Panthers. A great effort there. 29 yards. And the Panthers are able to widen their advantage.
Dude, I got to say, Hunter looks better than
I'll
Brown
tell
right
you
now.
what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Extra point right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Look at that. Oh, shit, the rookie, baby.
He may go.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Well, whatever
Dakota
adjustments
Fields.
they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense,
that's fun to
they
see.
just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick 6, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. They'll set up to throw.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a 1st down. Now back to throw.
That's complete to his running back.
Look at Peyton Wilson, man.
And he'll
Damn.
be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
And this is going to be incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Manning. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards that time for number 14. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
At the 46-yard line.
Again, it's Manning. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further. I got to think at this point, 3rd quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even start to discuss post-game plans. And for the guys who haven't played yet, go ahead and get loose. Your time is now.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Perry. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Terry. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Nowhere to go.
Get it.
He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
So the fumble recovery, and now Manning.
The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing is Manning.
Oh, nice.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, let's make a change here. Let's see how we're doing.
And we're back now in.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks.
End of quarter shit, man.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Run blitz there.
All right, he almost has 500 fucking yards, 80% completion. But see, I'm like worried. I need to study how many plays they're getting per game. Maybe I need to lower the quarter length. But if I play Sellers, you know what I mean? Like, is he going to get stats, or is he going to potentially regress too? Fuck it. Let's just play him.
See more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
They'll look to throw again. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Completes it to Perry. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
And this one too low. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Here's the Panthers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. $47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He'll drop to throw.
Into the hands of Perry, complete.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the 1st down.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Terry. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give him 32 on the play.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing, and if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to have to eat
Dude, they've like shared almost every sack.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
He finds his man complete. That's Terry. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina.
Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 28-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Off play action. Sellers. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 3rd and 5.
Makes it 3rd and 5.
Back to throw. Sellers. That is caught. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning.
2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Delay of game.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 3rd down.
Instead of a 3rd and 4, now they have to manage a 3rd and 9 after the delay of game. They run once more with Taylor. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
Looking to throw. Sellers. And it's going to be batted down. And will go the other way with a football. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Saints will have the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear a people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
And that one too wide and incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll set up to throw.
Oh, shit.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for Carolina, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
All right. Defense looked a lot better. They only rushed for 12 yards. That's pretty damn good. We only rushed for 78, but we threw for almost 500 yards. They threw for 183. So that definitely helps our defense. Makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. I need to study how many plays. Is there a stat here? I guess we can just go on pass attempts and I could look at all the box scores. All right, let's see here. So 50 attempts, completed 40, 489 yards, 80% completion. Did have a pick. Hayden Veltkamp also had a pick. He didn't, he got 259 yards. Oops. All right, we didn't rush very well. Sanders with 16 catches, 180. Dude, he had a fucking game today. Travis Hunter. So the next game it will be Jimmy Horn Jr. 7 pancake. Icky with 1 sack. Donko with 1 sack. And just fucking Scorton ate his lunch. Four sacks. I'm not seeing anything I don't like on defense. I mean, any specific player. Oh yeah, I want to look and see how bad he's injured. Breezy too. That took him out. That took him out. This one was nice, man. I just wish we had it like for a lot more yards, because that right there, that was a dude. Damn. Beautiful. Meet at the quarterback. Another beautiful fuck. Wait. That's the one where he's like, I'm gonna go ahead and just use one hand. So what happened? What did the safeties do? Okay, so it was... Yep, he fucked up to begin with, man. He's supposed to be a good safety, too. I always love it when it looks like they're about to run and they set their feet to fucking unload.
That's what it is. That's what it is, boys. Hey, pink sticks, pink sticks. Let's go, Panther.
let's get that ball. Let's get that ball. Here we go.
Dude, every time I see number 4 make a play, I'm thinking, dude, I did the right thing by drafting all those quarterbacks. And then just seeing who fucking wants it more. Dakota Fields, baby. Awesome coverage. So, okay, you're cutting? Alright. Let me run the route for you. I'm going to do it better than you can. This one was awesome. Think about it. Like, think how excited as a fan base we would be if in 4 years you have this feeling that Travis Hunter still has juice. And then you're kind of looking for that third wide receiver. You just traded Puka, so you're like, what the fuck are we doing? We're not a serious franchise. And then, you know, all of a sudden you see like this kind of fucking play. Oh, that's an amazing throw. Dude, that is like, that's more the throw than anything, man. That's just amazing. Bam. Oh, that was 52, right? Yeah. Just get a one-on-one situation, you may be asking for trouble. Oh, here's another one. Yeah. No chance. Boom. Get on your ass. And fumbled. Yeah, just, dude, he's unstoppable right now. Oh, look at it. Poor number 94, man. Poor number 94 just wants to make a name for himself. On paper, he's been talked about it being the worst defensive lineman on this team, and he gets a one-on-one chance, and he's like, okay, oh shit, he's like, I've got the edge, and then scoring just has to just. I mean, he's showing excitement, but you know, now he's pissed. Now he kind of basically just got punked. Yeah, it is what. Who was this on? Is this more on Sellers or the offensive lineman? Oh, I think that's on Icky, bro. That's on Icky, dude. He hasn't even fucking like. He's just getting done with the fake handoff. And the thing is, like, that play is like, I know it's more about the guy in motion than it is the play action. Now, yeah, he had a chance to where he probably, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe only Arch Manning could have made that fucking throw if he was going to go there, but could have gone to 7. No, probably not. He could have. Anyway, here's what. Dude, another fucking sack, man. You got destroyed, 16. Oh. Yeah, he's gonna need the fucking the ice bucket. Still threw for almost 260 yards though. Got our staff points. Those are fucking gonna be vital year after year if they're picking our fucking coordinators away from us. I almost kind of wonder if, like, yeah, I don't know. Well, it's never mind. I was gonna say, I wonder if like having our backup quarterbacks regress a little bit might actually help when it comes time to pay them. Because I'm pretty confident that they will develop like Arch did. As a matter of fact, and if I think about it, okay, so maybe we're going to be able to re-sign Sellers. Hold on, let me look at this. Okay, so we can't re-sign him until, I mean, I guess I've never done it, but I guess we probably could. But if we do it how I think we can, or how I think it works, so this year plus 2 years, 2 more years. So you can't re-sign him until he's on the last year of his contract, right? Yeah. So what we could do, hold on, let me think. Because if we trade Arch next year, which is the last year of his contract, before we do any, yeah, he's gonna have 2 years left. Sellers will, and we can't re-sign him then. So we're almost gonna have to either franchise or can we even franchise tag him? I wonder if franchise tag is less. I might have to test something. Yeah, because that would be you franchise tag Arch, which plays into the last year of Seller's contract, and then you can sign him and then trade Arch. Okay, I don't know. I'll have to, as we get closer, but this year Arch is on our team. And next year. Yeah, homie's gonna be a fucking 99 overall. He's gonna be the best quarterback in the league. I saved it, right? Yeah. So I'm just kind of curious right now. Hold on. Let's see how the rest of the league did. All right, nobody took any practice squad guys, so that's good. Arch made the weekly. Oh yeah, so did of course Gordon. Oh damn, dude! Now we're number one against the rush. Tampa Bay is 2-0 with a rookie quarterback. Imagine that. All right. So let me save this. And if we go and look at, I'm just kind of curious. I'm testing something here. who needs a... Okay, Broncos would need a quarterback, even though they got a QB of the future, supposedly. Buccaneers got a QB of the future. Kind of glad to see Miller Moss get some fucking success. I think he's going to actually do pretty well in the NFL. I don't think he'll be a top 10 pick, but like who's like really fucking hurt? I would say I guess the Jets would be hurting more than the Jags because this guy's older. Yeah. Wait a second. Oh, he's not even a dev trait. You could be looking at the Lions too. They might want to. Oh shit! Hold on. Let me look at salaries. Yeah, I think it'd have to be the Jags for that cap room. You guys are gonna need it. $80 million of it. No, not that. Fucking Saints, dude. They're the one. Oh well, that's because Nico's injured. Yeah, I ain't putting fucking him on the Saints. That's for damn sure. Although it might be fun. Might be kind of fun, you know. A challenge. Maybe Steelers. Because he ain't going to be around for forever. Titans could be another one. Vikings. Not a lot of cap space. Oh, dude, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of teams that really don't have someone already. Um, who would who would want him? The fucking Saints, bro. It would be no, we wouldn't. It would never fucking happen. Maybe it ends up being whoever has a really good quarterback now but retires. All right, so let's take the Broncos just to test this out. Would you do okay, 3 first round picks, 3 second round picks? Would you do that? Just out of curiosity. You Oh my god. Wow. Wow. That's the value. Holy shit. I would do it. I would do it. Holy shit. Oh, it's gonna have to be someone with cap space and needs a fucking quarterback. Um, I gotta make sure I don't accidentally save this. But hold on, let me back out just in case. Yes, I want to quit. Oh my goodness. That's a haul. That is a haul right there. All right, so who do I think? All right, there we go. Holy shit! He's a 99. God damn, bro. Good for you. Damn, Sammy Brown. All right, so top quarterbacks in the league that could retire. Um, I guess, where should we start? Okay, so you got, yeah, let's start here. You got Lions. That's one. Burrow. So Lions, Bengals. Eh, you never know. By the time 2 years from now, possibly a year, yeah. Land, Steelers, and then of course Mahomes and Allen. Honestly, okay, if I had a choice between those two teams, and they both were willing to give a haul for Arch Manning, I'm gonna say, all right, you're going to the fucking Bills. I'd rather see the Bills, in the playoffs than the Chiefs. So just saying. Wow. Okay, then you got the Steelers, and okay, well, yeah, the only one in here, Bengals. Yeah, so I'd have to stay away from an NFC team. So yeah, it would be Bengals, Steelers, and who knows? Maybe it comes down to scheme, coach. Like what if? So who? Brad Idzik, he's at the Dolphins. I don't know. Dude, I think you got to do it. Like you can't afford it. We have quarterbacks there. We want to get a long-term contract. Like we're talking 7-year contract. Um, and he's gonna be more fun if he could start basically passing like Arch, and then he has that fucking break sack and fucking trucking and all that shit, dude. Come on now, that's gonna be fun. So plus it's a little less chalky than a Manning name. No knock on it, just saying. And you get like 3 first rounders, 3 second rounders, dude. I wonder if they would do 6 first rounders. Damn. Yeah. I think that just kind of confirmed that it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and plus it'll give me a challenge. Give us a challenge, and then we could literally just like use those draft picks to shore up any positions we're not gonna be able to afford. Like let's say offensive line. Like okay, what is it? All right, Thompson. You want to fuck? You want too much money? Then here you go. You can go, and we'll draft your replacement. Boom. All right. Up next is the Jets in New York, who are 1-1. They are mid on offense, horrible at stopping the run, and decent at passing the ball. Who's their quarterback? Oh shit, we were gonna check the injury report for the Saints. Let's do that. Nico, 4 weeks. Breezy was just apparently the game. Jets have nobody injured. Okay, so you got Bo Nix, whoever that kid is, but okay. A bunch of no-face guys. Garrett Wilson, Tolbert. Okay, nothing really kind of scares me there. Receivers don't scare me as much as tight ends, man. I'm just gonna say it. Oh, that's that one kid. He's pretty fast, fucking fast too. I'm good with who we got though. We got Armand Membo, Ernest Green. Oh man, they have a good offensive line. So I'm glad they feasted while they could against the Saints. Jermaine Johnson, dude, fucking X Factor. That's gonna be tough. Quinnen Williams, is he not? He's still in the fucking league. God damn. It's a rookie. Sauce. They're a pretty good team. I think that they have an opportunity to do some damage. Damn it! Looks like over there and ready for return. They're just getting their pass rushing X factor back. All right, that'll do it. Next game, the Jets.